Hello, everyone. Nice to see you here again. The channel is really going down, 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 but few people mentioned that. I watching a few people on YouTube, so I just, whatever happens, I keep going because it's there, it's all archived, and maybe one day there will be more people interested in this topic. That is raw fresh fruit lifestyle. Hello, my name is Kvietka and I'm 40 years on raw fresh fruit and I, would, I never look back because especially now when I ate some cooked food because I have very heavy detox I could not handle, so I have to eat some toxins, that is just boiled vegetables without salt or fat, and that helped me. And I believe that's why I'm here, because it was twice I was in a situation when I thought I may be leaving this earth. And whoever is interested, I made a few videos about it. It should be somewhere on some playlist. Sorry, I'm very slack at the moment with everything, really, because I am overloaded with with things, because uh, Mango left the earth and he left a lot of things undone, and I have to finish them somehow. I have a big headache as far as his computer goes, and it's just like sometimes I feel like I just wanna get in a car and drive off, but I can't escape things which needs to be done. They need to be done. I need to be patient. That's for me a bit difficult, but I can do it. I don't saying I can't do it. I can, but it's difficult. Like it's difficult for me to say no to this one, avocado. That's big headache for me. But thankfully now I only have in a house what I buy, and I limit it, you know. But still, I think even that is too much for me. Um, but I don't want to talk about avocado today. I want to continue the story about me connecting to the raw food community after I've been, it's over 15, around 15 years on my own, Fruitarian. Not really on my own. I have a partner. When I come to Australia, my husband, he would also with me, um, like when we met, he ate everything. I was vegetarian then. So within a few days, he met me, he became vegetarian as well. And then it was him. After only a few months, he said, we don't eat animals because we don't want to harm them, but we eat eggs and cheese and so on. And that's also wrong because all those animals are exploited to start with. And secondly, it's not meant for us. The egg is the baby of the chicken or goose or whatever eggs people eating. And the milk is for the babies. And so soon as they mention it, we agreed that we won't touch those things again. And that was for me difficult because I liked cheese. Not so much milk, sour milk, yes. Buttermilk, I think somebody said it calls. Thank you for that info. So, buttermilk, I love buttermilk as such, no. Anyway, I already told you story. I have to look where it is and make a playlist. I'm not sure what's going on because, as I said, I feel overloaded for the last 2 months. And each week, I hope next week is going to be more easy. Not yet. Not yet. So I have to keep on, going and doing things which are not very pleasant for me to do. But hey, it's not as painful that I can't not handle it. I just feel like it's a waste of time. I would rather play in a garden or something like that. So I told you story how I make a computer course and how I went on a computer and I met Mango's website first, where there was this message board where people were discussing raw food diet on a different topic, B12 and all the popular topic, you name them, it was there. And today I recall that it wasn't first interaction with the raw food community for me. I was 2 years in Australia. I was looking for some advertisement to look for a place in the country to live. And that was me and my ex-husband. And I come across in that magazine advertisement for a Fruitarian magazine. And Fruitarian embrace the beauty of Fruitarian. It was done by the guy who lived not far from here in a Cairns on a beach. His name was René. And I used to ring him. I used to write to him because I was opposing to him. So, but that was later on. So when I was 30, I discovered there is such a magazine. It can be ordered. I knew from what magazine in what magazine I can, if I want the connection, I know where to look, in what magazine I should look for it. I hope that makes some sense. Anyhow, but I have a busy life, like beautiful busy life, traveling and visiting a lot of different farms, and a lot of people just invite us to, we can even live there, but we were keen to discover the beauty of the Australia, so we also say thank you, but no thank you, and we like to continue on our travels. But around year 95, now 94, 93, something like this, I finally settled more in one place. Even when I lived somewhere, after I stopped traveling, I would never last anywhere long for several reasons. And it was usually the reason was a man escaping a man. Because my biggest troubles in life used to be men who would not respect me. When I told them I'm not interested into them, they would not listen. And that was the main reason I have constantly moving from one place to another. Anyhow, so this time I found a place. I felt like, but I was actually in Sydney. I have to leave from the small place because I wasn't safe in a small place. And then I went to cops and I told them that I'm afraid of this man. I had a restraining order on him, but now that restraining order is going to be soon finished, what I should do next. And they said, well, you just wait, and if he approach you again, you put a restraining order again. And I said, I can't do that. I can't wait for that. And I said, what what can I do? Like I'm afraid to do such a thing. And they said, well, you have to go and move somewhere else then, so he doesn't know where you are. Avocado. I ate few. Anyway, so I went for a Sydney. I love that city because I know every beach of that city and lot of beautiful parks. It's had a lot of amazing nature. Even it's a big city. So for Australia, that is not very big population as maybe in US or some European cities. So I lived in Sydney. Even there I was shifting few places before I got somewhere more steady. And so it was like 10 years later or something like that. I recall no, that's not true. When I was 30, 40 years old, maybe 41, I lived not in a Sydney. I lived in the Byron Bay area, Northern Rivers, Australia, and beautiful, beautiful area. And I ordered, when, got the address, and I organized, ordered the magazine. And now rain is coming here. It was building up for 2 days, so finally, yay, rain! That's what we're waiting for now. The rain season is approaching. So I hope this won't disturb this video or doesn't get too heavy before I finish it. Because I still didn't even get to where I want to get. So I ordered this magazine and it was really good. and it had a really good, like, small uh, size, easy to take with you. So I used to take it on a bus or on a train or whatever I was traveling with, and so on. And but I just read it. I never connect with anybody. I didn't have that urge yet. And but then I stopped ordering the magazine because I started traveling again, and then I end up few years later in Sydney. And then I ordered the magazine again. It was few years later, so it was bigger. It was A4 and thinner, and I didn't like it so much as the little one. It was getting more like informations which were not related to Freud. Orange juice. Yeah, this was just before 2000 and year, and maybe 2, 3 years before that. And because in a magazine there was always people, they put their contact. You can contact them if you want pen pal or meet them or whatever. So I asked that guy, Rene, as I was with him in a contact, usually was because for several reasons, I won't get to that now. I may do different video about that altogether, but true is that I asked Rene if he can send me contact he has for all Sydney people who are subscribed to his magazine. And he was so nice, he done it. And no computer, nothing. I handwritten everybody little letter. And maybe I already spoke about this, but not in a detail. Because now when I talk about it, I recalling, I'm sure I spoke about it in one of the videos, maybe with Mango, my, my Mango, my sweetheart. So anyway, so I wrote everybody letter in a hand, like, hello, this and this, I'm on a fruit and I would like to meet with other fruitarians. And if you would like to meet, and I gave like 2 months ahead so people had a time to organize it, you know, picnic in botanical garden next to duck pond. And there was the fruit bats on a tree as well above the pond. Big tree full of fruit bats. They were always there. And but they were a bit further because there were 2 ponds. Anyway, Sydney Botanical Garden, if you ever go there, that is Sydney in Australia, please visit. So is here Botanical Gardens in a Cairns. Beautiful. Big gardens, both of them, and you can spend all day if you take some picnic with you, or if you don't mind to eat outside. There's also coffee shops or some restaurants or something like on those lines. Anyway, I wrote the letters and I put my phone number, my address, so they can ring me either or write to me to let me know if they're going to attend. No computers. That came a few years later. And now what happened? I start getting phone calls. And I have an amazing conversation about fruit and fruitarian diet and people sharing with me what they eating and what they believing, and that was hours long conversations with some people. Some old lady, she used to ring me like once a week, and we had amazing conversations. And then the day D arrived, I was so excited. I always picture everything perfect in a way. And I was expecting meeting fruitarians, people like me, people who eat only raw fresh fruit for more than few months, you know. And they continue eating that way because they learn it's the best way for them to be. So I arrived and I was there first because I always like to come early. I don't like to be late. And so, and people came. There was one raw food guy who ate meat. You know, he was this paleo. Even the paleo diet have a lot of different branches. It's not one thing. And there was lady who was very sick with her digestive system for many years, tried to heal it, but saying she can't heal it. Um, there was maybe 10 people all up turned up, and there was only that guy who ate meat. He was long time raw, and he looked the healthiest from the people who came. And I learned the people who arrived were actually people who were very unwell. And they heard of fruitarian diet. They come across to that Renee's magazine and they got inspired by it, but none of them could follow it. And of course, we had a good time, we chatted and everything, but I was a bit disappointed because this is not what I was expecting. That's sometimes my problem. I picture something and then it's not what I pictured. And it take me, wow, not too long, but take me some time to kind of adjust, yeah, to the situation. And yeah, it was for me disappointing because I want to meet healthy, vibrant uh, people who enjoy living on the fruit for already some length of the time. And on the phone, everybody was telling me how they doing it. They eat only fruit and all this. But when I see them, I saw it's not true. But I couldn't tell them anything. I felt um, I felt sorry for them already, and I didn't want to put more on their plate. I appreciated that they embraced an idea because most of people at the first glance just push it away. And I was glad that they willing to meet, and share experiences and all that. So even I was disappointed, I didn't show it, and I kept that to myself, and I just embraced the beautiful humans, and regardless of what they're eating. And as I said, we have a good time. And we all agree we will do it again. And I said that I will again, excuse me, I will again send the letters, and we all agree we should do it about like once in a 3 months. And so second meeting was still kind of good, but less people came. And a third meeting, nobody came. And what all come out of this was that two men came visit me, three men came visit me, because they were interested in me, but I was not interested in them. But I would invite them because I thought they just want that fruit connection, but they wanted more than that. And so I backed off. But also there was the one of the man was interesting man, but he was very rich, and I have nothing in those days at all. And when he saw how I live, that I have nothing, no car, no even furniture, and I just live in a like um, for poor people, um, accommodation by the government here. People had issues. Some people have a big issues with that, and that's okay with me because I'm not seeking the materialism in my world. Okay, and if somebody can have me with the values of the love, that I put emphasis on a heart of gold, not a brick of gold, it's okay. I wouldn't like to be with the person like that anyway. Not that like he can be rich if he wants, but don't make it priority. Don't make it most important thing in my life. That's where I coming from. And also, I don't have a problem if somebody is rich or poor. To me, it's this sign. I look at the person, but some people, they measure by how much you have in your bank account. That's how they value me. So, yeah, it was all like pretty disappointing in the end of the day. And number three time, when I went in a park next to Duck Pond, there was nobody. Nobody arrived. No one. So I let it be. I let it be. And yeah. And that was another time when I said, looks like there is nobody who lives long time on a fruit. Looks like all those people, they just either like to talk about it, or they just, in the beginning, they try and do it, but it's not successful. They have two big problems with the cravings, the addictions, and so on. And so I decided once more again that um, I just give it miss. It's not really point to spend so much time and effort into organizing something where in the end people not even interested, you know. I I don't get it, but it's okay. I learn. It's okay if I don't understand something. I don't have to understand everything, you know. So that was my first um, trial trial to to con- connect with the raw food community, and I will continue this story. I will make um, in the future other video about what else I done to um, meet raw food community, fruitarians, people who love to eat fruit, and for some reason I'm still not till today being embraced. Everywhere I go, I've been either ignored or just being polite to me, but that's where it finished. I'm not invited to any meetings, anything like that. Um, it's very curious to me that nobody in raw food community is really interested in a just only fruit lifestyle. Most of people, they just push it away. They think that it's not balanced enough. I have to eat variety, not only fruit, I have to eat the legumes and this and that and vegetables and nuts and some protein powders and who knows what everything. And this is not me at all, you know. I don't eat fruit because I I read somewhere about it. I read I eat fruit because I come it came to me, when I was thinking about food, what food is, what what it takes to grow that pumpkin or grow that potato or grow that grain or that legume, what it is to, if I want to eat meat, what I have to do, you know, what I have to do if I want to have that bread with the butter, what that actually involves. And I was looking for most peaceful, loving way of eating. So, because in my books, not only animals are alive, But so is every plant. Every plant is alive, and everything what have a life in it have some vibrations. It has some energy. It has, you know. Of course, I'm not a sunflower. I could never know how sunflower feels like, but I'm sure it has a feelings, you know. And or I don't know how this orange feels like, but I'm sure it has a feelings. It's have a good energy. It's full of life. It's have a life in it, and my body thrives on that life. So yeah, it um on that meeting there was lady. She had very big problem with digestive system, and she brought big bag of almonds, and she was eating them. And after a while, she told me that her health problems and how some food she has something with the digestive system, and how some food really um, makes her feel much worse than other food. And so I asked her, what kind of food makes you feel really sick after you eating it? Your digestive system protests. And she said, well, it could be nuts. And she's sitting there eating nuts and telling me the nuts make her feel bad. Her digestive system, that's mean all her being. And I dare to say, well, why you eating nuts now if you know it's not good for you? You telling me and you just eating them. And this is what people don't like to hear. But I can't help it. I have to say it because if something if something doesn't make sense to me, I wanna ask. I say, so why is it like that? Why? And I notice usually people they don't want to give me answer. They don't have an even answer for me. And she starts saying things like, "Oh, she just brought it for other people," and she got really like angry with me, really, really upset. And she put that back and put it like in the middle. I said, everybody in a letter, bring the blanket with you, and some munchies for you, or if you want something to share as well. And people done that. And only then she put the nuts. It was heaps. It was easily kilo of almonds, you know. And that woman fully closed herself to me because I asked her why she's eating nuts while she's telling me they really upset her digestive system and give her a lot of discomfort. So I want to know what's her story. And she fully closed. And then there was a guy who said that he doesn't want to use any oil. And so when he have a cravings and he cooks something, he doesn't want to put even water in because he believes water is full of chemicals. And so he said he spit in his fry pan and like stir frying kind of things on that fry pan. And he also said he doesn't have a shower at all. And when I asked him why, he said because there is too many toxins in the water. But if you don't wash your skin, you have a problem because the skin is the biggest body organ. The skin is the biggest body organ. And skin, through skin, we are detoxing. Every night you sleep, your body is detoxing. Some people, they wake up and they virtually stink because they eat very toxic food. They may not even smell it. You may not smell your body odor because you got used to it. You're accustomed to it, especially if you're not eating well constantly. So it's not like maybe if you eat healthy and then you eat something really bad, you may notice next day you stink. I definitely notice when I cook the potatoes, when I boil potatoes, carrot, and some other vegetables sometimes. And I always put emphasis is only boiled or steamed vegetable, no salt, no fat. So when I do that, you know, I smell next day different. My elimination smells different, so my skin stinks more. And when I fast, then skin, my mouth stinks very bad, okay? Because the toxins are coming out big time. So the man who didn't wash his skin properly because he was afraid of water reminds me of people who say that fruit is full of chemicals. As if they bread they eating every morning or whenever, it's not. That's a pure, that, that in their mind, nothing wrong with it. But as far fruit goes, and when they think they grinds come from, the fields full of chemicals, because the fields of the grains are more laden with the chemicals than any fruit trees, because where the grains are growing, they going year after year constantly getting the food from the ground. The fruit tree also stay in one place, also eating from one ground, one place. But it's not like you throw it out one year and put another one and throw it out. So tree is big with the time. The roots, they got really spread under the ground. So they can drink the water, they can sustain without water for a long time. Grinds, they have a little roots. If there is too much drought, it's gone. If it comes really bad storm, it can fully destroy the whole fields of grains. But with storm, may maybe break some branches from the tree. Maybe when a fruit is on a tree, it may shake it down, even it's not ready to eat. but the tree itself stands strong, unless it's very big storm and it takes whole tree with the roots like this. Even that can happen. So, but to say that fruit is full of chemicals and the other fruit is not, it's like I don't even know what to think about it. How somebody even can say such a thing because they don't look at the things in a detail. They don't think. They just say something they heard somewhere. Fruit is full of chemicals. It's something to tell me straight away what you're doing is very wrong. You're eating something which is full of bad chemicals. You must be very sick from it. And where you get your protein, and where you get your B12, and where you get your iron. I don't know. I get it from fruit because when I have my blood test years back, it was perfectly perfect. B12 was a little bit low, but even doctor said then, who knows what's really low? B12. Who who made that number? You know, who decided on what, based on what they decided this is the right number of B12 you should have. Well, I don't even worry about B12. I did because with mango, he started taking it sometimes, and sometimes he spoke about it, and it was all everywhere. I got influenced in a way that I started eating it the in the pills, form, and I realized it doesn't do nothing for me. Then a few years later, I get that injection, and that was very bad. I have very bad reaction on that, and since then, I just say I don't care about B12. I never did. I'm here. I'm still alive. I'm doing all right. I feel good, and so be it. And so be it. I wanna share it. I was so excited when I discovered this fruit and how well I felt. I thought I'm going to share it with people, which I did, and they all look at me like I'm lunatic. And so be it. I'm lunatic, and they all sick. You know, taking the pills, going to doctors, and it's everybody's choice. And if is it too far-fetched for most of people, so be it. I can't change anything like that. I'll learn. I have to let it be. Don't get even upset. The people don't get it or don't even willing try it to see for themselves. And I heard so many people told me when they eat fruit, they they not full enough, they don't feel full, you know, and their stomach get bloated and people have a problems with fruit, but maybe that's because their body adjusting. I don't know the details, and people not keen on sharing details with me. They just want to tell me how bad it is for them, and that's if I ever heard. Most of the time, it was like this. So you can imagine how blessed I felt when I could live with mango, you know, somebody who ate fruit for the same reason as me, he unfortunately made bad food choices, and he sat too long on a computer. So he ate highly caloric fruit like durian and avocados, plus he would not use that calorie. And if you don't do that, your body doesn't like it and start developing problems. It's not functioning properly. And if we don't listen our body, if we know I have a stomach ache, it's important to ask why I do have that stomach ache. It's a knock, knock, knock on my mind. Wake up to yourself. This is the pain. This is body telling us, wake up to yourself. What are you doing? I'm suffering here. You know, let, and you too, you know, let's look into it and let's make it better. But some people, the, the thought that I have to give up a bread, for example, is so out of this world that they just can't do it. They just can't do it. You know, met raw food people, they they would have a big problem with putting on weight. You know, so get so much into binging, they would start putting on weight, then go skinny, really skinny, you know, by fasting and juicing. And this is also dangerous because this is like giving constant shock to the body, you know, because it's not the way to, to this is not the way to do it, you know. Um, but this is already different topic. So I want to just say um, that this was my first encounter with Fruitarians. None of them was Fruitarian. They were all unwell people who heard of Fruitarian diet and maybe tried, but nobody succeeded. And as I said, the most healthy was there. Some man, he was also young. He maybe was youngest from all of us. And that makes a difference too. The age makes big difference. The older we getting, the the body is less forgiving to to unfair treatment. If you love your body, if you love yourself, you do your best. You know, like if you have a baby and that baby is sick, you do anything to do for that baby to feel better. Unfortunately, for most of us, or a lot of us, I should say, it's easier to help others than ourselves. If that's the issue, then tend to somebody else. Play game with yourself, you know. Sometimes we need to fool ourselves to reach the point we we dream of, the point of our goal, you know, because excuses, one after another, in the end of the day, it's not going get us very ahead. And yeah, So I know it's not easy. We all battling it. We all battle the cravings. But true is, with the time, it's definitely gets easier, and it also requires patience. But as I said, I felt really sorry for all those people in the end of the day. And I was upset too that the best, most healthy person there besides me was the boy who ate raw paleo diet. Because he was the only one who was really doing it. And yeah, from my guests, I invited, they wanna came in a park, but it was still nice. Yeah. But curious enough, even we had a good time. The third time, nobody arrived. But I have a beautiful day. Anyway, I spent beautiful time in botanical gardens, and then I went at home. And I was happy because I have seen beautiful people, beautiful plants, beautiful sky, bit of ocean, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. And also the phone calls, silence. It's all just been disconnected. I never kept in touch with anybody, you know. When they saw me, when they hear me, what I have to say, and all that. They was not interested. They were not interested. So nobody wants me. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just taking it as it is. I enjoy my life, regardless. I enjoy my life. I have a lot of interests, and I do only things I love to do. Not true. Now I have to do some things I don't love to do, but I do my best to enjoy it, because it's most of time interaction with people. I love them. So I always make the best of it. I pay attention, and I love any interaction with any person, talking, and it's always interesting. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for all beautiful comments. And never forget about love. The love is the biggest value you can have. If you don't have a love, you are empty. You don't have nothing. And I'm going to stand by this. And love is the most beautiful feeling. And the beautiful is you don't need to wait till somebody comes to love you. You can love yourself. You can love everybody. And don't worry if they love you back for them. Just that energy to giving a love everyone, it's very satisfying, very fulfilling to have that light in a heart, not the shadow, not the darkness. And I hope that you embrace the love for yourself, you give it to yourself, and you hold it very dear. And you make sure nobody's going to take it of you. Nobody's going to make you miserable or keep telling you that you are something, because you love. I learned that love is not very welcome in this world in many places. And it's only showing how, um, this is only showing me that all the technologies and all the progress and all the, getting forward in the modernization and make everything more convenient and easy and I don't know what everything. It's not good for us. All the chemicals, it's not good for us. And it's just toxic, toxic magazine, toxic videos, toxic, toxic food, toxic cosmetic products, shampoos, soaps. I have here water and washing. I will tell you one day how I look after my skin. Anyway, don't forget that love. Cultivate love in your heart. It's most important. Everything else can wait. If you feel you don't have enough love, concentrate on it. You have it in your heart. You do have it. We all have it. If you think you don't, look for it. It's there. And once you find it, cultivate it. Cultivate it. Be kind to yourself. Thank you for being here again. I really appreciate you all. I wish you all the best. I wish you lots of love. I hope you get love every day. Lots of love.